Alright. So I have 0 people. I'm talking to nobody as usual. But I need to learn how to do this. And what the hell? Now is as good as time as ever. And just so you know, locks were hurt during the filming of this live. In fact, if you see one of my videos that is apparently taking 3 hours to download, I got this back together. So that's back together. And one thing we're going to have coming up in the next few days is a little more destruction. You ever wonder how your high school locker worked? I think we're going to find out. And if we don't, then we'll just break it, because I got a whole box of them. But the inside of it is very interesting. It's a 3-disc combination lock. This is one. I had to pull it apart. I couldn't not, How could you not? And plus it was really dirty. I live by an industrial park, and apparently one of the businesses, the shops in there that build something or I don't know, they had lockers with combinations just like high school. And I know how they work. If you're watching this channel, there's probably a pretty good chance you know how they work. So, but have you ever dug inside of them? Well, I did. We're going to find out in the near future here. What else do I got coming around? Oh, I just was looking through a Georgia gym. Is that a flashlight? Oh, it is. I was looking through some Georgia gym videos, and I got to see the one with the disc detainer that's guttable that's at Lowe's. I'm sick of buying cheap Chinese ones that, tension from the middle, the bottom, everywhere. Disc detainers, I'm just getting into. Granted, I have 3 different disc detainer picks, and I want to get good at them. I've picked a couple, and then I got 2 Sparrows and a RBW or RWB, which is an amazing person and pick designer maker, whatever you want to call it. I love his. I love my RWB pick, but it's over across the other room. There is people here. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. More. Okay. All right. Well, you people, looks like there's 3 viewed this or are watching it, and 1 person liked it. Come on, give me some more likes. We try and put a message across there. I'm just testing late at night. before I really do something. And I'll turn this into a video of what's upcoming. But yeah, I don't know how to do the lives, so nice, thank you. I don't know how to comment back, but thank you very much for. Oh wow, now we got 11 people. Just so you know, it's just a test. We've been talking about what's going to be coming up. We're going to destroy some combination locks like you had on your lockers at school. See how they work on the inside, because I got a box of them. And we were just discussing the disc detainer locks. I'm going to order the, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but Lowe's has a guttable one for $34, and it's front tensioning. So we're going to get that and do that on camera. A little bit earlier we were going over the Micrometric Precision key duplicator that I'm putting a new disc, cutter disc on, and a new belt, because if I'm doing one, I'm doing the other, and I'm not putting a brand new cutting wheel on there and then having this guy blow up in my face. And they're hard to come by. I have no idea what size it is. I have no idea how to figure out what size it is. And to be honest with you, I don't think this is the size that was on it. It was used when I got it. I got it from a friend of mine, Kevin. He's a locksmith, great guy. But I've had it a couple years now, and it's time to, get a new sharp disc on there so I can cut keys without having to do a little filing afterwards, and get a new safe belt on there, because this one is going to snap off. So I think I'm going to go to the vacuum cleaner shop tomorrow. I think that's my best route or plan of attack. And why I say that I don't think this is the original or the right one is because it's way bigger than the notches in there. So that's why. So I think I'll just take it up to the vacuum cleaner shop and go from there. I'm pretty sure they will have something. Hopefully in the next couple days I'll be having starting a new giveaway. I'm just waiting on some things to align, waiting on the stars and everything else. Oh, Dots, how's it going, man? I'm just testing the live. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to like or anything your posts. I just got on real quick and people actually popped on. I'm just going over some things I'm going to be doing here shortly. Some picketing and some destructive things, and rebuilding my Micrometric Precision key duplicator that I absolutely love. I've said that 4 times. And just kind of getting a look at my lock lab. I put up a green screen, so maybe I can do the weather. But what I'm seeing on this editing stuff, I don't think you need green screens anymore. but my son left it, so I guess we'll see. I put it up anyway. What else? It looks like it's just you and me. Is there anything you want to know? Anything you're interested in? Anything you want to see? I'll be picking this soon. Oh, well, I flipped the camera. I'll be picking this soon. I just got to get a better... I hate picking in vices, but this is heavy, and I can't find a comfortable way to get it on camera and pick it at the same time when I got a very, very cheap vice, which I'm gonna have to learn how to use. I wish I knew how to see, because I see people coming and going on here. Oh, well, thank you, Micah. I just started to do a live to practice and figure out how to do it. I've never done it before, so is there anything you're interested in knowing about with lock picking, lock sport? Oh, you like the beard? Yeah, it's getting pretty long. Thank you very much. Yeah. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about I'm going to be doing some disc detainer locks coming up. I have a couple Sparrows sets, and I have a RBW, but it's sitting over there, and I'm not going to make you stare at the floor while I go in the other room, because I don't really have a camera stand. I use my vise and a broken broomstick and my phone holder off my Harley. It was working pretty good for a while there, and then it broke. Yeah, like I said, I was just trying to get on here and learn how to do this, because I need to start doing some lives, and I've gotten the vast majority of my pick set down here. I'm in the middle of moving between Alaska and Michigan, and half my stuff's up there and half's down there, so it's a little hard to really get any content going, so I thought it was going to work a little better. Man, it looks like crap. And in the middle of that, I'm, as you can see on the roof, the ceiling in here, this is my room. I got the rest of the house really getting there anyway. Redoing a house for my daughter and my new grandbaby, 7 months. And it's exciting. But I'm trying to put a house together, move, get my Jeep, because I only got my Harley down here. I just put it up for the winter. And yeah, and pick locks and spend time with my grandkids. And make a list of things I need for this channel. Number one is phone holder, or not a phone holder, yeah, I guess a phone holder to hold the camera, and a better light, because I'm only using I found it under the house by the pipes, but it's not a heat lamp. Some idiot put it under there, and whoever, I don't know, they put it under there to heat up the pipes, but it's just a normal outside light. Yep. I'm not from Alaska. I'm originally from Michigan. I went through some hard times over the past few years, and I had to leave, and I I have I have family up there. My brother lives up there, and he pretty much came and grabbed me and sent me a plane ticket and got me out of a gutter. And yeah, I moved up there for a bit and got my life back together as best as I could and can. Um, a few years ago, you'll have to excuse me. I have a traumatic brain injury. I forget shit and get lost, but I'm getting better, and the more comfortable I get better. So I'm gonna be spitting and sputtering here from a drunk driver, 19-year-old kid hit and run me and my ex-wife on my motorcycle, and I broke my back in 3 places and suffered a head injury. I've forgotten good chunks of my life. Some of it comes back, but you know, my memory's not good. Um, and I get severe migraines and severe insomnia, and so I retired early. And I love lock picking. I love lock sport. It's a passion, so I'm just throwing myself all the way back into it again, and doing some videos, because when you retire, your grandson has to take a nap every once in a while and spend time with his mom and his dad. Um, so I gotta find things to do, and I'm really nervous about being on camera and stuff. I've got a few videos up, but I think I'm getting better. Yeah, I'm doing good. Don't be sorry. You know, it happened. Um, I wasn't the best human being at the time anyway. I probably deserved to get hit by a truck, you know. It changed my life. But I had to hit bottom and then come back up. But right now, you know, I lost a wife, kids, um, my dogs. I could give you a list. My business. But what I gained in the relationship with my kids and my grandson, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I get to travel whenever I want, even though I'm kind of broke now, but um, money comes and goes. I'll get more. Um, but yeah, uh, I don't have a ton of locks, and I don't have anything to hold, so I could show you some picking. Um, I'm slowly building it up. I have some other videos. Well, thank you. I think it is. I was telling a friend of mine earlier today, I was like, I get up every morning in a house that I was able to uh, get for my daughter and her little new family. And her, my grandson, and I guess you would say son-in-law, but they're not married yet, asked me to stay with them. There was the extra bedroom, and they wanted me here, and they won't, and for a lot of years, nobody wanted me. I didn't even want me, but I get up every morning, and I get to see my daughter, and I get to see my grandson, and I get to see my son-in-law, and believe it or not, that's a blessing too. Um, I really like him. Yeah, I could go on and on about poor me shit, but everybody's got a poor me story. Let's do a story on what we got going now. And what we got going now is I'm going to start doing some more videos. In the beginning of this video is just a few that are coming up. Put a green screen up. I don't know anything about green screen. I don't really know about, I'm not too good with computers and stuff like that, but I'm pretty smart. I'll figure it out. It isn't my interest. I get all of them. I work with all of them. I prefer, see, I go through stages. It's like for a few months, I'll only want to try and pick disc detainer locks. I don't know how much you know about disc detainer. I get obsessed with those, but I'll get one of my picks out here of a disc detainer. There that is. Right here. This is a Sparrows. It works pretty good. It's not my favorite. I have a nicer one. But this picking tip on the end, I don't know if you can see, is shaped like a rectangle. And then you got two prongs there and a place to put your fingers to guide the picking tip here. And what the goal is to fit down this keyway. Let me see if I can get by there. There, you see the rectangle? I believe there's 8 discs down there, and they've got to be turned to a certain degree in there for the lock to open. I'm not very good at this yet, but disc detainers are hard to come by. And then I'm always stuck on this. Any safe I see on Facebook for sale or Marketplace, Craigslist. I search for them. I'm absolutely obsessed with dial locks. I can. I haven't gotten these school locker ones yet, but I haven't really tried too much. I just wanted to tear it apart and see what it looked like on the inside because they're a little dirty and scummy from being in a shop. Um, but I love cracking safes. I've been able to crack Sergeant Greenleaf, Lagarde, um, and forgive me, I'm having a brain moment. Not Mortis. Anyway, it's another lock company, a big lock company. It starts with an M, and it's my favorite one, and it's just gone out of my head. But I don't have any of those with me right now. I'm getting a whole. Well, I should be getting a couple more of the combination safe locks. Um, Not like these little small ones. These are I dug out of a not a school but a workshop that they were tearing out, but an actual safe dial. Uh, I love doing that, and hopefully, maybe even before the new year, I might be able to get my safe dials here. So that is the plan. I have a locksmith friend. He said he is planning on what did you say here? I always wondered if it was only in the movies, but could listen for the clicks when they. I'm assuming you meant dial the locks, dial like the dial locks, or are you talking about hearing the clicks of like the pin tumbler? So the dial locks. Um, I personally can't hear it. It's a feeling, and because here, let me get a pen. Yeah, it's you can hear it if you put um, some type of hearing device towards the door. I don't do that. Let me set you down for 1 second. What it is when you're turning this dial here, there's 3 discs. Okay, one. That doesn't show up good. I didn't know I was going to be drawn. Let me set you down for 1 more second. Okay, trust me, I'm coming. Okay, this dial has 3 discs connected to this dial part here that you turn and get your numbers from. Okay, there's a rod that runs right down through the center, and you got to remember um, when I draw this, I'm drawing each disc separately, but they're stacked together in a circle, just like um, three quarters are stacked. Okay, so the disc would look like from the side. One. Oh. I won't break the Home Depot pen. 2 and 3. Okay, so that is looking at a dial lock like this. You would see the disc from the side. If you're looking at it this way, you would just see one disc, and it would be shaped like that, with a hole in the middle that you're the only part that's connected to the inside of the dial lock. The rod there. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but so you have 3 discs that are shaped like that. They got a little notch cut out of them, and that's what I'm assuming when you're talking about you could hear it is when you're manipulating the safe, you're hearing the locking pawl catching on either this side or this side of that disc. Okay, so we know there's 3 discs. We know if we're looking at it from the side, they're stacked like that. And we know if we're looking at it from the top, you only see the one, and then there's 2 behind it. So we'll cross these out, and you're looking at the dial like this. You're getting ready to manipulate this lock. On the inside of the safe, behind this, is your 3 discs that are connected by a bar. These 3 discs, when you align the numbers right, when you put the right combination in, there is, some people call it a dog ear, some people call it a locking pawl, whatever. There's no point to try to give you all the technical terms and stuff, because I was not planning on doing a live for 30 minutes and explaining things. I'm so excited. Thank you for being here. But so this is your disc. You got your cutout there. This is the center of it. There's 3 of them behind there, and they all got a cutout at a different spot, and each different spot is each different cutout spot is the number on the outside of the dial. I'm explaining it in easy terms. On the inside of the lock, there is the dog ear. It's a post that's shaped like this that falls into the cutout of that disc. Okay, so when you get the first number in there, I'm not going to go into super great detail because I could be talking for hours, and it would be so much better with a safe dial lock here. I could do it in 5 minutes and you could see it because I have a display one. But okay, here's the locking arm that connects to the safe door, and the pins that hold the safe door shut. Okay, there's a piece back here that connects the 2 pins that lock the safe up, and it's connected here, and that pushes it down, and the whole deal, okay? So that's what you'd be looking at from the front, is this dial spinning round and around, but you wouldn't see this dog ear fall all the way in there because it's only engaged with one disc. And the reason we can manipulate safes is because the tolerances, the machining of everything leaves everything off just by a hair. Okay? So what we do is it's called grabbing a disc, because on this disc is a little nub. So if we were looking at it from this way, this dot is a little nub, but it's on the back side of it, okay? And the other disc with the notch cut out, we'll say the disc behind it, the notch is cut out here. With the bad tolerances, this disc is shaped like, instead of a perfect circle, except for the cutout, is shaped like, maybe it's a little more oblong. Maybe it's shaped more, instead of a circle, a egg. But not in that dramatic of a sense. But the disc number 2 behind it is shaped more like, maybe it's shorter on one side, it's kind of bulbous. So you got one dial that's shaped not a perfect circle, but more like an egg. The disc behind it, instead of being shaped like that egg, is shaped like, instead of a perfect circle, it's got more of a flatter spot on one side. And then there's an imperfect third wheel. So this bar runs along all 3 of the stacks, okay? So this would be the dog ear if we were looking at it from the top. It goes across all the stacks. And each one of these dials has a little notch I was discussing earlier. At some point on the dial. So when I rotate this dial to the right, it's connected to, which it isn't, but for easy sakes, this one starts to turn the first dial. This first dial starts to turn, which moves that notch around and around. And it comes all the way around and connects to that nub and grabs a hold of that disc number 2. So we spin it around and around to the right, and we're moving 2 discs. And at some point, this nub is going to connect with this nub for the third one, and we got all 3 wheels moving, okay? So we got all 3 wheels moving. This dog ear is riding along the top of all 3 of our discs, okay? We got all 3 of our discs here. Disc number 3, its notch. Disc number 2, its notch. And disc number 1, and its notch. And then it's got the pole that runs through it. And they're all different shaped. So the locking pawl that piece that I told you runs along each one, runs alongside of it like that. This is the dog ear from the top, riding along. But what you see here is this disc is a little bit larger there. It's a little bit shorter there, and it's a little bit shorter there. And we haven't even got to the notch yet because the tolerance is different. So when we turn that first disc, and we'll say the notch is here, we turn it to the right, and it goes down and around, and it comes back up and gets by this dog ear. That dog ear is going to come down because it's riding on this disc. It's going to fall just a little bit, and when it falls, we call that a gate. And when the gate, when it starts to fall into disc number one's gate, then it catches disc number two here, because the whole bar that runs along all three of them just sunk in a little bit. So now it's running on this bar. Weight is on this disc instead of this disc. So when we feel that, I can't hear because I got a terrible hearing, but when you get to that spot, you can feel it. It's like a movement in the dial and a release of a little bit of pressure. So when it falls into this gate, or starts to, we put a mark on our dial. So we know that's the beginning of the gate, and keep rotating it until we feel in the dial it hit the hill of the back side of the gate. Okay? So we know we're spinning disc number one. We haven't picked up disc number two, but we fell into disc number one's notch. We felt it fall, and we still could move the dial a little bit, and then we felt the dog ear catch on the other side. And when that happens on your dial here, it's going to be like you can see right there, there's our marker. So I'm turning the dial, and I feel it hit right here, and it's almost on 40. Come on, please. 5, 6. It's at 46 3/4. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down, 46 3/4. And I'm going to move it until I feel it hit again. Oh, there it is. It hits almost right on 0. So between 46 3/4 and 0, that's where I'm going to write down 46 3/4 and 0, and that's going to be, in between there is going to be where your first number is. But I'm telling you the easy way, but actually the first number is the last disc, so it would be the last number. And when you figure out all the numbers by doing what I just explained, you would start from the back and figure out those numbers, and then do the numbers in reverse to open the safe. So that's the easiest version and way I can explain it. I hope that worked. there anything else you'd like to know? Or go on? Because I need to get into bed. I got a grandbaby to get up with in the morning and some painting and drywalling. I'm so glad I got to interact with somebody and do my first live and actually get to talk to somebody, and I appreciate that. I wasn't expecting it. I thought I'd be on there for 5 minutes, kind of get a feel for it, and yeah, now you do. Definitely. I have to tell them it was a quick, dumbered down version because we make, um, we bring out a sheet of paper that's all gridded and we do highs and lows and all that. It's a complicated thing to explain to somebody, but that's the best and easiest way I can explain it. If I can ask, whereabouts, what state do you live in, or country, or whatever? Oh, you live in Florida? My son just moved down there. He has the one that actually left the green screen. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know much. I know you can put stuff on green screens, but from what I'm seeing on the studio, YouTube studio, on editing and stuff, you don't even need it. So I probably wasted 5 minutes hanging this up and kept it for nothing. But yeah, my son just moved down to Port. What is it? It's on the west side of the state, Port. It'll come to me. Um, he's about 3/4 of the way down the state on the Gulf side. That was the easiest way to explain it. He's like 25 now. Um, he's getting into lock picking too. I just bought him a real nice Covert Instruments set for Christmas, but I wanted to make sure I got there in time, and he already opened it, and I got a matching one. I'll show you. Port Charlotte, yes. Thank you. See, we're working together. My broken brain and you knowing what you're talking about. Being down there. I got him the McNally Covert Instrument set. I'll show you here in a second. Yeah. Do you pick, or did you just happen to come across me? And see, like, oh, maybe I should check this out, because then I can have something to discuss with my locksmith friend. instrument set. I got me one, and I got him one. Um, it's got that really cool patch on there, and a magnetic open. Oh man, if you've sat here and listened to me sorry, prattle on this long, I think you should start checking out some other people, because I ain't even picking right now. I haven't even picked anything for you. I don't really have anything interesting to pick at the moment. But yeah, these are in 20,000. This is let me see if I can get a lock for you, and kind of an easy one that I can just rake open real quick. Never mind my mess bedroom. I just want an award for this lock. I picked this one from Pack Lock. It's got 7 pins and 200,000 different ways it can be set up with 7 pins in it. So I'm going to be getting a oh hey, what's up? Spontaneous. Yeah, I'm trying to keep this young person here interested in lock picking. He just came across me testing and trying to learn how to do a live, and now I've been babbling on about safe cracking and picking and different locks, and yeah, so I'm trying to talk him into trying it out. My phone holder. Okay, what am I gonna do? Okay, I don't know. Okay, now you got to take into consideration this is a fairly easy lock to pick, and this is a demonstration of raking, which is what we consider a low skill attack, and single pin picking like you would see on TV. That's what I prefer to do. I don't like to rake. I like to single pin pick, but I just want you to see, and I don't want to sit here and get stuck on a lock because I'm nervous being on a live and everything. Yeah, you should go back and check it out until you can't stand it anymore of me just babbling. But, oh, this might work. Alright. This is a bottom of the keyway turning tool. Okay. And what we're going to do is try to attack the pins in there and shock them into the bump them into the shear line, and the shear line is where each pin moves up the stack, because there's a top pin and a bottom pin, and then the cylinder, so both pins are down below the cylinder, and you want to push them up until they get at that separation point, so that there's only one pin and it can rotate. Yeah, there's actually somebody listening to me. I can't believe it. But so what I'm going to do is a mixture of a rake and kinetic, which is just contact, attack on it. I haven't messed with it too much, and I wasn't expecting to, so it could make me look stupid. But we're gonna we're gonna try to rake and get this lock open. I just I picked the wrong lock. So what I'm doing is putting light tension there. Hold on. I'm putting light tension, and tension is me pushing on that tension tool so that they have. I just want to pick a little bit easier lock it because I don't know what McNally was thinking when he designed this set, but pretty much what it is a needle to stab you when you slip out of the keyway. And I don't want to get frustrated and start stabbing in there because I don't want to look like an idiot on YouTube. And look how sharp that is. If I'm jamming that in and out, I'm gonna stab myself. There will be a video soon of me at the ER getting it taken out. But I put my tensioner in the bottom of the keyway. And what I'm doing is just raking along those pins and putting tension on that cylinder in there. Right there, come on. There we go. And that's and that's what we call a low skill attack, where I'm just kind of stabbing in there, running across each one of those pins like this, bumping it up, and then hooking it back and making them go like this. And then you have, which is a more skilled attack, where this is top of the keyway. I can't single pin pick very well from the bottom. I have to do all top. It's just shorter, as you can see, where the bottom is longer. And what you do is, for bottom of the keyway, the long end goes at the bottom where the pins are up here. This goes down here. For the top of the keyway, the short end goes in the very top, right there. And it's doing the same thing, just it's giving me more room on the bottom to move pins. So what I'm doing is going right down the stack of pins. There's 4 pins in this lock. I'm going down the stack. I'm pushing on one, see if it's binding, and what binding is does it feel springy, or does it or is there, oh, I just had it, dang it, or is it stiff? And if it's stiff, that's when you hear the click. So what you want to do is only push on the ones that are stiff and leave the ones that are springy alone. And you just go down pin number 1. Is this one stiff? No. Moved it to pin number 2. And see, did you hear that click? That was a good one. I'm right there. I'm at a false set. I don't know why it hasn't opened yet. But this is kind of an old lock. Old lock. What I'm going to try and do since I'm doing a single pin pick, I'm going to go with a different profile, which is how these hooks are shaped. You seen that one that I was using to rake with that was it had a hump and then a hook, and that was so you could rake down into the lock and then hook it and rake back out. I want to just touch one pin at a time. Oh, I got my Peterson gem. This is my baby right here. So what we'll do is we just want to touch one pin at a time and not scrape across all of them. So we'll put it in, find where pin 1 is. That's springy. I missed pin 4. Where's pin 4? And what I'm doing is just feeling each pin and trying to get it to move up until I hear it hit that shear point, so that it'll move. And oh, all right. I'm too nervous on my first one. That was just to open, and my tensioner slipped out. But I think I gave you a good enough explanation and show of a raking and a picking, and you actually seen it open on the raking. But as you can see, I have hand problems, and it gets worse when I'm nervous. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Yeah, anytime. But I'm retired and nobody listens to me because I'm old. And anything you want to know, I'll babble on. I started to get tired there back a few minutes ago, but now I'm not. But if you stay longer, you're going to have to go outside with... Oh, shoot. Now my battery's going to die. I am going to have to go outside to have a cigarette, and it's dark out there. But I can still talk. So if there's anything else you want to know... We talked about this detainer picks. We talked about safe cracking. We just did a demonstration of single pin picking and raking in your regular everyday pin tumbler lock. You've seen one of my newer sets and my Peterson gem in 18,000 that I love. I've had this pick for many, many years. And I love that one. But I have hundreds. Oh, please, yeah, please do. Yeah, give me a like and a follow. find me on Facebook. There's Broke Pics on Facebook too. Add me there. I don't post really anything on there, but you can message me on there. And thank you for stopping in. Yeah, I'm not liking it either. I was talking to a pick manufacturer, um, and he's older than me. My Facebook is it's Broke Pics, um, or you can just find me under Broke DeMoss. But that's a old personal site. But Broke Pics is easy. Once you type that in, you'll see the little symbol that is on here, and you'll see you were on when I was telling about when I worked at that locksmith's place I was going to buy out. But you'll see some of the pictures from that. But yeah, either message me if you can't find me there. Just comment on one of my videos again, and I answer all of them. So yeah, thank you so much for coming out and letting an old man jabber on. Yeah, he does. This guy has been sitting there asking me good questions for over an hour. I was just trying to learn how to do a live. Sorry, I'm coming out to smoke, but absolutely, anytime. Bye. I was so glad he came on there. It really let me get a feel for a live. I just wanted to learn where the buttons were and stuff, and like 6 people got on, and he stayed the whole time asking me questions. And good questions too. We went through safe locks, dial locks for safes, and pin tumblers, and Jesus, it's cold out here. Holy shit. Disc detainer locks. Those ones I'm not that good at, but they're so hard to find ones that tension from the front. I don't know how to tension from any other one. I don't have the nice set. Where are you at? And I told him my whole life story, and he sat there and listened to it. Oh, Portland, Oregon. That's a nice area. I rode my bike through there coming to Michigan. I got a buddy out there that's, on the outskirts of Portland is nice. When I went there to work years ago. They were having riots and shit. But on the outskirts, getting towards the ocean, there's a like a PGA certified golf course. I'm supposed to go back and golf on one of those. I'm not a very good golfer, but it'd be cool to golf at where the pros do. All right, I gotta go out with this. Holy crap. So what's going on in Portland? Yeah, I was there in, besides just plowing through, because I stopped at my buddy's. I forget what town he's in. And then I went to, I just hopped on the bike and I rode straight from Portland all night and all day, because I don't sleep very much. I go a couple days just dinking around, and then I pass out for 12 hours. But I think I rode down, straight down to Arizona. And then I stayed there for a while. Hung out with some friends from high school that I actually still talk to. Yeah, it is. It is absolutely beautiful. What sucks is we were having a good time and talking and stuff, and I didn't leave until late afternoon, so I rode through the night. And it was a full moon. I could see really well, but I didn't get the full picture of the view. But when I went there for work, and oh, I wish my son was here. I want to say it was 2015. I was consulting out there, and man, yeah, it was as bad as Flint out here. Everybody says Detroit, but I'll go hang out in Detroit all day. I lived in a gutter in Flint when my life went to hell, and that was scary. I watched a gang member execute a guy right in my driveway. He pulled up. This tweaker was causing trouble in the area, and the head of the area gang there, me and him were cool, you know, because I was the only white guy in the neighborhood, and I did him a favor and helped his son not get into trouble. I don't want to talk about it on Facebook, but he hit a telephone pole and had a car full of not so good stuff, and I helped his son. And so he always took care of me and made sure you're all right. But that guy was going in and breaking into stuff and freaking out and attacking people, and he just pulled up and said, "I told you if you didn't stop, I was gonna kill you," and he shot him right in the face at the end of my driveway. It was crazy. Yeah, I was the full moon ride. Oh, it was so beautiful. The trees, and yeah, that ride was amazing. I loved every minute of it. Rode in Arizona. When I was heading north, I stopped to see some friends in Phoenix, and when I left, I did the same thing. We yacked all day, and I left at 6 o'clock at night from Phoenix. But as I was heading up towards the mountains to hit 40 to go across, there was wild Mustangs, and they were running right next to the highway, and it was a perfect temperature. There was barely any cars. I had the whole road to myself, and there's wild horses running next to me. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. Yeah. Yeah, that's just. I lived a hard life. Uh, that's probably one of the least horrifying things I've seen and been a part of in my entire life. And I can talk about because they just. All the legal stuff with it is done. But yeah, that's why I don't sleep well. I wasn't in the military, but I do have serious CPTSD. Um, I lived a wild life. Lots of drugs and um, poor decisions, and yeah. But yeah, yeah, the wild Mustangs. Man, I'll never forget that. I think about it all the time. It's one of them experiences of a lifetime. The sun's going down on the desert, wild horses next to you, and I was coming up into the mountains, and yeah, I'll never forget that. Oh, do you do the what is that? That Block Pickers United belt system or any of that stuff? What are you picking right now? Oh, this is my spare. I gotta put this back where it goes. Yeah, yeah, I know where you're coming from. I really, really do. I try to talk to people and try to help them with addictions, and tell them life can change. And just because it's bad now, it's not always going to be bad forever. You know, I really was not a good guy. I've done some horrible things, and um, with horrible people. But yeah, if you ever need to talk, I'm here. I get it. Um, let's see, what did you say? I seen 1100. YouTube gets. I was a logistics contractor and not military. Oh, I love spool pins, 1100s. Okay, I took 2 years off from picking because I went through a divorce, lost. Dude, I had a lot collection and pick collection that rivaled nobody. Nobody was even close to me. I had thousands of locks, hundreds of thousands of key blanks and keys, and I remember, I think it was 2020, I dropped 12 or 14 grand just between, what was it, June and July. And yeah, but I had to settle down, get off the bad stuff, and get my head straight. And um, so I took 2 years off, and I'm just getting back and getting what's left of all my worldly possessions and trying to get them from Alaska back to here. And but spool pins, 1100s were my favorite back then. And I watched a lock picking lawyer video, and he said he practiced. He took a D ring and had 10, 12, 14 of them on there, and he would just sit there and pick. So that's what I did, and I loved those. And when I couldn't pick anything, you could give me a Master Lock 3, and I would sit there for 20 minutes and still not get it. I could pick up an 1100 and just go. It was just a good feeling. I had it down, but since I came back, all my lock collection is up north. Um, I ordered an 1100. Where is it? Off of eBay. And mind you, at one point, I had every color you could think of, and multiples of every color, and I had every single shackle height and multiples of every single shackle height of the 1100s. I was obsessed. I have a problem with getting obsessed with stuff. And there were only one or two in there that ever really gave me problems, but I always was able to pick them. Always. What did I do with that 1100? But anyway, long story short, I ordered this 1100, and I'm like, all right, I can get my comfort lock, get it, get my feeling back, and I grabbed it, took it out of the box, brand new, right there, out of the box, like, I think it was 3 weeks ago. Boom, 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 shackle pop, all right. It's been 3 weeks or more, and I haven't even got it back into a full set. I've progressive pinned it, everything. Once I put the last pin in, I can't get it. And what? Anyway, it's a green one. I'm calling it the Hulk. I was talking with Keybeard, and he's like, I can get it. I'm like, I am telling you, this lock is possessed. I don't know what it is. I can't wait to send it to you, because I actually shouldn't, because if he gets it and then doesn't have a problem with it, then I should just quit. But I'm doing it, you know? But that's where I'm at with that. I really enjoy the spools too. I don't mind the serrated pins. I've never really had an issue with it. Serrated pins, that was what was comforting for me, because I would use really light tension on when I would start to pick it on an 1100, and I'd just get that perfect light tension in there, and just take my gem and I would take my gem and turn it upside down and just glide it through there, and click, 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 and I'd do it one more time, click, 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 and most of the time I'd already be in a false set, and then I'd flip the gem around and just click, click, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, or 1, and boom, it was open. This one, nothing, not even close. Where did I put it? I hung it up because I'm sending it up to Keybeard to prove to myself that I'm not completely lost. Lost my mind and everything else. Oh, there it is. It fell down. Right there. That sucker right there. I can't get it. I'll show you the bidding. It's nothing crazy bidding at all. It's just a normal 1100. Okay, so you're having problems at. I'm telling you this story about how I can't get this one open again, but and then trying to give you advice. I feel like an idiot, but so you just started on them. The feel at the shear is for the moment eluding. Okay. Everybody's got their own way of picking an 1100. Um, Most lean towards light tension. I lean towards light tension, but there are a few, like I discussed earlier. Oh, the 5230. That's a coin flip to me. That's the lotto lock, right? The plastic lotto lock. If it's a plastic one, the plastic. No, that's the plastic lotto locks. I fought with them and fought with them, and still to this day, if you gave me 10 of them, brand new out of the box, in 10 minutes, I might get 3 or 4 of them. But anyway, with the 1100, um, you know what? Instead of me explaining it and confusing you, do you know? Do you follow? He hasn't done a video in years. He was having trouble doing all the videos and keeping up with his family and stuff. I talked to him a couple times. He's a really nice dude. Fish Picks. Um, Fish Picks has a video on how to pick an 1100, and that one, when I watched that video and how he did it, and I can't remember the other guy, but at the time, I don't know if he still does, he held the world's record for like 1.36 seconds to pick an American 1100. Um, and they did a collaborated video, and dude, it changed my life on the 1100s. I gotta get a stand of some sort and a better light. But even though I'm not gonna get this, I'm not even gonna get to a full set. I'll show you how I attack it. Oh shit, my good. Let me grab a top of the keyway tensioner. Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm coming. Obviously, I use a top of the keyway, 50 thousandths steel beef, right? Um, and I get a good close look, make sure I'm not leaned up against that first pin. I get it in there lightly and slowly, just put a tiny bit of tension on there. Okay, I got it almost all the way in, touching the first pin. Okay, but it's not. If you're not careful, it'll pop out because you can't put it all the way in, because if you're touching that first pin at all, for some reason, at least for me, it will, you won't get it. So I'm not putting any real tension. I'm just leaning so it isn't moving. And now my finger, I get my hand comfortable, and my finger is just sitting on it. I'm not even pushing. And then I don't know what you pick with. Um, I use the Peterson gem. Uh, this is my comfort pick. Uh, yeah, this is the one that works for me. I have every other set you can think of, Covert Instruments, Multi-Lock. What else I got over there? I got Mad Bobs, and anyway, that's neither here nor there. But and then I flip the gem over, and I put the tip of the gem at the bottom, and then I just slowly lift up and slide it to the back. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm just touching those pins. You can just hear them clicking, and I'm not putting any tension on. I'm just letting, oh,